the truckers. Hope you all doing well, getting some wins in. For today's video, I want to talk about my thoughts on the current state of the game. The good, the bad, and some improvements they could make. So let's hop right into it. Firstly, let's talk about some cool things they added to the game that we didn't have in the first Warzone, so I don't sound like I'm just shitting on the game left and right. The map is big. Graphically, it looks good. Gives off some dance vibes. We have a large variety of guns, most of which you can use due to TTK. And obviously, I want to talk about that. So we'll swing back to that bit a little bit later.
Never mind. No.
There's proxy chat, which could be a lot of fun. Trolling, or not using it at all and using it to identify where people may be. It's your advantage with your Discord. The terrain's easier to climb. Whole lot better than Warzone, initial Warzone, but there obviously can still be some improvements. The wider range of vehicles and the gas mechanic makes it pretty interesting. So you won't necessarily see people cheesing it up, trying to drive around the entire game, avoiding fights and using like a bertha or something, if you will, for the very last zone, running each other over. One of the things I personally like most is the ability to hold 3 guns if you could find a backpack, which opens up to so many different playstyles and scenarios. And then also, there's a revive pistol, which you can res teammates from a distance, or use it on yourself if it's fully charged. Or if you're feeling really troll, you can even use it on your enemies and mess with them and keep resing them over and over. I'm sure you've seen videos about that. So obviously the first Warzone had its fair share of problems too. And I don't expect to be playing a perfect game with its first month of release. But the biggest hindrance of the game, by far, is definitely the crashing or the dev erroring. We've all probably experienced that game where we're doing well. You might be in a 2v1 situation in your favor, you're on a burner, about to res your buddy, and you know this thing is in the bag. Like, you got this, you know it 100%. And then you crash. And all hope is lost. Yep, that's happened to me. Hopefully soon we won't have this issue much longer. It just feels like that time can't come any quicker. Looking past that, there's quite a lot of small problems that add up really quickly, in my opinion. And if tuned a bit, would add great value to the game and make the experience way more enjoyable. The first one I would say would definitely be the TTK. It's just way too quick. In many situations, you don't have time to react, which doesn't make sense if you look at the changes in sniping. You can't kill anyone in the game with a headshot unless they don't have a 3-plate satchel. It seems strange to me that I can kill someone faster with dualies or an SMG, or rather than hitting them in someone in the head with a larger caliber.
Oh shit!
Yes, I realize I'm probably biased because I know sniping, but I believe it's a valid playstyle, and we shouldn't be punished for how we want to play the game. Hitting a headshot at 300 plus meters is really difficult in the game, especially the further you get out. The character animations are literally gone, and it's like you're aiming at a single frame, sliding around, jumping. In addition to sniping, there's a big problem currently with if you're downed while in the air, you won't die from the fall damage. So you won't get that satisfying. Guys, I sniped him out of the air. You can't get that anymore, and you end up just getting rezzed or have a self-res. Alright, well, let's talk about the AI and the strongholds. I know that's going to be a big one for a lot of people too. There's definitely too many, and they do enormous amounts of damage, and it feels like you're trying to play a campaign on hell mode or something. If they reduce the damage, I could see leaving the amount there is currently, but they should definitely change it somehow. Additionally, I think that only activating 3 strongholds per map, it's not enough. They should increase it to 5, maybe even 6, because a lot of times they're across the map, or one of them's about to be in the zone and you can't get to it in time. And while on the note of adding things in, I wish there were more buy stations spread out more. I've been in many situations where there's only one left and the zone is still fairly big and there's 2 right next to each other and people just sit there and camp those final 2. It would be being able to buy an actual loadout box would be pretty amazing as well. Even if it were really expensive, like maybe like 20K, 30K, or if you were only able to buy one per team per map, that could be interesting. The limits on the rest of the items seem pretty silly to me too. Some buy stations only carry like a muni box or a plate box instead of just both. Like, I don't get that.
Yeah, he's looking at me.
They should also increase the cash drops, or maybe even bring the contractual players back. We've all been in that late stage game, scrounge around for cash just to get a buyback or a gun after your gulag. Maybe you're the last teammate or something, and it can be really difficult sometimes. Also, some of the perks aren't working correctly, and the only way to get one for sure is to use the default loadout tab instead of a custom-made one. It would be nice that if hopefully they do get it fixed soon, that you'd be able to fully customize your perk package like in multiplayer. I think you can do it on there. When it comes to like player issues, one of the biggest problems is the footsteps audio in the game. Obviously, this seems to always be a continuing issue across many games, but it seemed like it was great in the beta gameplay, just a little on the loud side. But ever since the change they made after that, it's been extreme on one side or the other. You either hear them a mile away or not at all. The health regen seems pretty slow to initiate as well, and stems feel utterly useless, especially for gas plays. I feel like you need 3 or 4 just to get topped off.
This guy's sniping.
People behind us, people behind us.
I almost forgot about the cool new looting system they've implemented I want to touch on. It's a cool idea, but it needs some serious improvements. One of the major fixes I could see adding would be to put in a proximity loot similar to like PUBG for situations where, you know, there's like 3 bodies of gear on the ground. The guns are all overlapping. Hopefully this could prevent also the issue with, oh man, my damn gun's in the wall that we've all ran into.
I'll watch your back. I'll try to watch your back.
Now when it comes to the limiting, like possibly limiting the kill streaks and or self-revives, I'm not sure yet. It could also play a detriment to like, you know, sacrificing potential plates or ammo to yourself. So I guess that trade-off's already there. Kind of just depends on how you want to play. Also, being able to loot players' backpacks would be huge. Because there's many games, I never find one, let alone a large one, unless you go and do,
You're good.
you know, you get the strongholds or you do the black site. You can get a medium one and then a large one doing
I
that.
have selfies and other shit too, so.
Either that or just increasing the drop rates on the backpack from boxes. Also, in terms of like spectating, I know it's a pretty big issue, and I think it would be great if they added, you know, names back in when you're spectating a friendly, maybe even including proximity chat of the player you're viewing, but maybe you just can't talk, but you can hear it. I think that'd be a pretty cool dynamic, especially for people who do like spectating content, etc. So lastly, let's just talk about the vehicles some. Obviously, some of them could use some tuning, feel stiff. The best one on the ground, in my opinion, is the EV Hummer. It's really whippy, it turns great, has good acceleration. The aircraft is fine where it's at, but maybe you could use some tuning too. I don't really like the heavy chopper strats I'm seeing being abused in the in-game due to the massive health pool they have, especially for like solos and duos.
They're right here, they're starting to move.
But I can see its importance, you know, to keep in the game for like nuke attempts for if you somehow get 5 in a row, which is going to be a pretty small percentage of people as it is. So we'll see. Maybe with time people will get better. I'm sure they will. I definitely have, I think the closest I've gotten is like 3 or 4, but that was like on that first day. And I haven't been able to do so since. We'll get there though, hopefully. They're also a really big pain in the ass to fly, the heavy chopper. I think it would be great if they were able to add some sort of manual auto hover toggle so you can actually like land it if you wanted to and make it easier. And in addition to like just talking about the aircraft, I'm not sure why we don't see like gas stations for the aircraft, like maybe some sort of landing pads, like on the rooftops or in flat areas. I think that it'd make more sense because it seems pretty silly if at a helo when you're flying that gas station, just hovering above it. Like they put a lot of effort to make the game pretty realistic in a lot of aspects, but like that doesn't make any sense at all to me. But yeah, I believe I touched on my most concerning issues. It's possible changes that would make a vast improvement in people's gameplay. What are your guys' thoughts? Did I leave something out? Am I right? Am I wrong? Just let me know. And let me know what you think. And if you like the video and you think I earned it, I greatly appreciate a subscription. And I'll make another video soon talking about the updates and that maybe they nerfed or buffed some guns or something. I'll try to have a video about that coming out soon. And hope you all have a great day and get out there and get some dubs. See you in the next video.
Jeez, we needed that.
21 bomb with squad.
21 bomb? Oh, let's go.
21?
Dude, the 11 piece, you needed the double D.